Hey.
Hi.
So, we got 3 of the 5 endings
That's a
of this
lot.
beautiful game. That's a lot of endings.
That's
That
three of
is,
them.
in fact, 60% of this game's endings. So, there is now going to be a very long gap between that third and fourth ending. Um, and we have a little bit of expedition cleanup to do.
It was always gonna come at some point.
It was. Thankfully, this is going to be the only episode of it.
I'm actually surprised at that.
Yeah, it's mostly gonna be the stuff that we kind of skipped out on in favor of doing the story. There's partially a good reason, excuse me, at least for some of them though. In general, the later stage free expeditions are actually quite a bit harder, but hey. So hey, we're in this fortress again. So yeah, this free expedition is just like, oh, you need to like get to one point of the map and like escape. Uh, or actually, I think you do have certain targets that you need to kill, but in like a short amount of time. Yeah, as you could see, there's a few right there. But yeah, the weapon requirements for this are pretty easy. You just need to kill 150 people. So just get Ariosh and go to town.
Just 150.
Just 150. And something fun that I don't know if it's actually in the mission. Notice these like teddy bear drawings
Yeah.
on the wall that pretty sure Mana did those. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be paint or like blood or I thought that was a cute detail.
Given mana.
Yeah. Probably blood. But, more proof that she's just kind of a regular girl.
Yes.
So,
The most normal child, surely.
the most normal child in the most normal of circumstances.
Alright, Stormgiver is not great, but Surt's Touch is pretty good.
I'm pretty sure Stormgiver is a Brandon Sanderson novel. I'm like 95% sure. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Stormlight Archives, whatever.
Those are very different names.
Storm
Yes.
is in the title. Leave me alone. Oh hey, so this one actually makes me mad, even though it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So remember the altar that we spent way too much time in?
Yes.
And also killed our best friend in? So, we have to view some paintings in a very specific order. And by viewing paintings, I just mean running at them.
It has to be in a specific order?
Yeah.
What?
So view that one, and then view this one. It's very finicky, so I spent a lot of time running at them, so it would register.
Are there any hints?
No.
That's not great.
I think all the paintings look the same, and that's it. Like, the specific paintings you need to look at, I think, are all this one.
Okay.
And then you go across, then you get to this one. Hey, you did it. But, it's very finicky. That was, like, my third attempt of painting viewing.
Huh.
It doesn't want to stick on those first 3.
That's
It's
so
very
weird.
annoying. Yeah. Hey, it's different compared to everything else that, I mean, a lot of them are just kill so many people or kill so many people in this amount of time or whatever, but...
Yeah, it's honestly one of the more interesting ones. I'm curious where, comes from.
Yeah. Treasure builder. I like how they describe the material of these weapons.
There's a
Like
lot
that-
of weird depth to these weapons.
Yeah. And I don't think most of it carries over to the gameplay like at all.
No.
One day.
You're choosing your destination.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just kind of said fuck it at this point. It's part of the charm. Okay, so this one you might remember as me saying, okay, we're gonna stop doing the flight expeditions because they're not worth it. This is why. A lot of the flight expeditions, because you obviously can't do much in the air anyways, either comes down to, well, there's three things. Beat this stage without magic, beat this stage in a certain amount of time, or beat this stage with a certain amount of health remaining.
Okay.
And hey, when you have the Chaos Dragon, that shit becomes way easier.
Yeah.
So this one is kill all enemies under 3 minutes, and you may not use your magic attack. So we're just gonna go flying in and destroying everything.
Okay. I always, I enjoy seeing the dragon parts of this, though.
They're the best part.
Yeah.
And the Chaos Dragon will not stop being cool.
Indeed. For that very particular, part of me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't admit it's cool in public or anything, but here.
Oh. The guilty pleasure form.
Yeah.
That's that. Oh, no, it's not. Just kidding.
Oh.
But hey, some of you might be wondering, isn't it worth it to do these free expeditions still just because they help you level up the dragon? And yeah, kinda, but the power gap increase you get with each consecutive dragon form is so great that it's not even worth trying to grind to really do that quite yet. So, I mean, as long as you do it before you fight Furry Eye, you're honestly, that's really all you need to grind for, to be quite honest.
Yeah, you said that was the hardest fight in the game, right?
In my opinion. In my opinion. There is one that is a very clear contester that we will see at the very end.
Okay.
I don't have as much trouble with that one, and we'll get into why at that point.
Okay.
But a lot of people say that part's the harder fight, but a lot of people also agree Furry Eye is bullshit, so...
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, it's been a little while since we recorded, but I remember very clearly that was like a very, dodge-heavy fight, right? Which,
yeah.
This isn't very, super well-suited to, gameplay gimmicks like that.
Yeah. It also didn't help that, I actually think in my personal playthrough I was playing a lot better. I managed to get the altitude you needed to be to, pull off a lot of those dodges a lot better than I had a better feel for it that play session than I did this one. But I think part of it, too, was because my stats were better, I could kind of use that as a crutch a bit more. So... So there's that.
Okay.
And we just barely made it, actually, so... It's the ones where you can't use magic are a bit harder. Mermaid's Feast.
And Undine's Sigh. Probably pronounced that wrong, but...
I think it's Undine.
Undine? Undine? I don't know.
Oh, it could be that, too, yeah.
Whatever. I have them in SMT sometimes.
Yeah, and that's one half of Aryosha's thing.
Mm.
You know a thing I learned? I don't want to say learned because I knew it at some point, but I just kind of forgot it. So you know how Ifrit is, in a lot of, the spell names and stuff?
Yeah.
He's like a thing in Drakengard too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, kinda, sorta. Apparently his presence in the game is felt more, but it's not really a big thing. But it's kinda cool that carried over.
Yeah, because one thing about this game, too, I guess, is, a lot of that added lore doesn't really seem to come up in the actual game.
Nope. Not really.
At least not yet, but...
No, it doesn't. They're really only there to be the part of the weapon stories, and to be fair, some of those are cool, but they're, in my opinion, not worth the grinding needed to level up the weapons and see the stories. So
Yeah.
that's what the Drakengard wiki's for.
Hey, I definitely like. Just to clarify on that, I think it's fine that a game has like. As a matter of fact, I love when a game has extra like background lore that doesn't matter to the plot. But I do
Yeah.
think like a sequel playing into some of that is a cool thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
People can roll their eyes all they want, but that's part of what I liked about the Final Fantasy 13 sequels was that they actually kind of took that extra lore seriously. So I think seeing that sort of thing is neat.
Gave you a reason to care about the Codex.
Hey.
I always want to call that the Compendium because of SMT.
Nice.
Anyways, this mission is pretty much the same as the last one in terms of requirements, except it's 3 minutes and 20 seconds and not 3 minutes.
Okay.
When these things' eyes are charging up, you can't hit their weak point, which sucks.
Oh, I would think it would be the opposite.
Yeah, you have to wait for a gap. And actually, too, I shouldn't even call it weak point. Like, you just can't damage them other than in the eye.
That's
Kinda...
super weird.
Yeah.
I like video
if you get
games
stuck
have
in like
conditioned
weird
me to
circles like this,
yeah.
it's a problem.
Like video games have conditioned me to like when he's charging up, that's when you gotta attack, you know?
Yeah. They're very clearly the issue in this fight, because they take a while to kill compared to everything else. Not only that, but also they actually have one of the longer, like, flight mission death sequences, which can actually fuck you over, because if that's the last thing you kill, you have to wait for their death animation to finish before the mission will finish. And that's a couple seconds. Yeah, so you're wasting time watching them die, which sucks.
What an unintended, like, you know?
Yeah.
Because I highly doubt that was something that they thought about.
Yeah.
You just barely made that one, too.
Yeah.
This is a very chill episode, I think.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it had to happen eventually. It's probably a good. that one's a fucking GeoCities site
from
boy. 2003. I love that our pool of references of like edgy or dumb naming has just grown over time. Like, we're really reaching at this point, but I think it's worth pointing out about now that the reason that we want all the weapons is because for ending E, you need 100% weapon completion.
Did we never bring that up?
We did, but
okay.
I just wanted to reiterate that because it's probably been a minute, so...
Hey, and can I be honest? It's kind of my least favorite part about this series.
Yeah. So here's my thing with it. It's terrible. It's one of those things that I kind of enjoy because of how dumb it is.
I like, in theory, it's funny to like think about, but like,
going through it is not fun.
Like, I started Nier, and I'm thinking like, man, am I even gonna bother with this one? Because I didn't with Drakengard 3, you know?
Yeah. To be fair, Nier does it the easiest, and hey, Automata ditched it entirely.
Oh, did it? I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means now it's only Drakengard 1, 3, and Nier that's even a thing.
Oh, it's not in 2 either?
No, 2 didn't have it at all. Drakengard 1 and 3 seem to be the more problematic ones, because Nier's is, like, actually apparently a lot faster.
Yeah, I still don't know if I'm gonna bother, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Mostly just because, like, I'm trying to get to Automata, you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you could get the other endings you needed to before the weapon requirement, and then just go right to the go right to, like, YouTube and watch the other, you know, things you need for it. You'd probably get the experience that you really needed to get out of that.
But Rosin, who replaces playing a video game with experiencing it on YouTube? Am I right, fellas?
Whoa.
Meta.
Whoa.
Alright, this is getting like WAF quality of an episode. Let's tone it down a bit.
Yeah. Anyways, so this one you need to complete with 75% of your HP remaining.
Okay. Can you use potions in this game at all?
Nope.
Ugh.
No items, nothing. It's just those HP drops that don't drop in the flight missions.
Okay.
Broken Dogma.
Broken Dogma!
That's
Like,
my favorite Kevin Smith fan film.
I feel like with these, it's always like either the weapon name is cool or the magic name is cool. It's never both. Because Undead Sai is
Undead Sai is a little...
But Broken Dogma, man, talk about like an indie metal album.
I also want to point out that that free expedition's name is the Sky Fortress, comma, in the sky. Which is... Like, I mean, it's kind of a thing because that's how they kind of, like, identify that it's an aerial mission.
Yeah.
But still, that's just... And then this is the last batch of these that we're doing for a little bit here, and it's, this one is actually, I think, the hardest aerial, free expedition weapon requirement. So you need to kill all enemies in under 5 minutes, and have at least half your health remaining.
I thought they were forming like an arrow pointing at the buildings for a bit.
Oh. So, it's really annoying because, one, that column is massive, and also these, like, weird, like, Russian doll-esque enemies are just, in general, you know, not always the fastest thing to kill, depending on if they're open or not. Sometimes they just refuse, and it sucks.
Right
that
there.
Usually you can get them, like, they'll do it in order, so you can get into, like, a groove like this, and that helps, but... Like, you can see that one even took a little bit. And also, yeah, this column's just big. Can you tell I did this one a couple times?
Yeah, you've got a like a pattern here.
Yeah, I do.
Those are the moves of a man who's been through it before.
Oh, I've been through the ringer. And it goes up high, like...
Yeah, well, you got, like, a really good view of it when it started, and it was, like, pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
Should have been an arrow, though.
It could have been cooler as an arrow. See, at least magic attacks are good. Okay, now this is where actually you're gonna get fucked over a lot.
Yeah. I didn't realize there was anything down there.
Yeah, there's not. They spawn in after you kill everything else. So there's two giants. And hey, dodging one of their blasts is pretty easy. Two at once can get a little tricky. Because sometimes they line up in not good ways. And also, in general, they're hard to hit already. And to have to worry about both of them hitting you makes things harder. And I hate it. And there are so many runs where I did everything perfectly, and then I got to these two fuckers, and I got to like 47% health.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm kind of like switching off here, which is also bad. I don't even know if I was doing that on purpose or if the lock-on just kept fucking up. And also because they're kind of in the corner of the map, like sometimes you just kind of rebound off the wall. There's a lot of things going on here.
I can feel your terror of getting hit one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had, like, I'm pretty sure I did this one, like, 4 or 5 times. Getting some distance, like most things in these aerial missions, helps, though. But then you have less time to use that window of opportunity where they're not charging to hit them. Storing up your magic for this point, yeah, like, that's also a good bet as well, but also, you know, magic is obviously good for clearing out that massive column as well, so... So yeah, wait for the Chaos Dragon.
Definitely.
55% HP left. I was so happy.
Mm.
I really edged these ones out. That was kind of lame.
Scream.
Yeah. And Fairy Horn.
Was in here trying, like, the way you said you edged them out sounded like there was some kind of pun there that I didn't get.
No, just like I got close with each of those requirements for meeting them.
Yeah. 51%.
Yeah. There's like, I think there's 65 weapons in this game. So that's not bad. I should point out, so we've practically, I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, this is just one thing I want to show off. Hey, if you want to get a lot of experience to raise Kaim's max HP, just kill Angelus over and over again.
Oh yeah.
That'll do real good. So, just wanted to show that off. That will always give you a lot of XP.
So that's the grind spot, huh?
Yeah. Not much reason to, but hey, if you find yourself doing, you know, dying a lot and stuff. So, this is where shit gets interesting. One thing I want to say, a lot of this game's weapons are backloaded. Like half.
Well, yeah, because I put it at 51%, and I was like, I thought that would be more.
Yeah, there's gonna be some episodes coming up here. We're gonna be getting a lot. So, we've already discussed this. First 3 endings of the game take place in a continuity that assume you don't pick up the allies. We are now going into retroactive chapters where we're going to see the chapter's events alongside what would happen if our partners were there.
Right.
So hey, you might remember this. And also, what's really weird is that you may remember I ducked inside a little hut that was empty. This time there's a weapon here.
Oh.
But hey, we're gonna see this again.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is verse Roman numeral 5. Compared to Arabic 5. Again, this epic rap battle again.
Epic rap, really?
Yeah. Sorry, was that too surface level?
Yeah, I feel like you could bring something deeper to it.
What is this?
Anyway, so Leonard just kind of comes out of nowhere.
I can see it. The forest. A flame.
And where are you looking?
Is this the forest of the seal? The Empire has invaded. What shall we do?
So remember how we kind of just didn't fucking do anything with the forest seal before?
Yeah.
Well, now we have an excuse to do the thing.
It's interesting to see, like, so, like, these are... Things happen differently because you have the party members, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's a neat touch.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then you get the option, do you want to continue the main thing, or do you want to do the extended thing? Which is cute, but also I don't see why anyone would ever do that, because you can just cancel out of that completely and just, you know, kind of do things from the menu. So, I guess if you want to replay the entirety of the game doing that sort of thing, you can, but...
I feel like that
I think
might have been their intention.
no one does that.
Yeah, no, why would you ever? But, like, yeah.
And guess what? It's literally the same thing with more shit slapped on top, and most people are just gonna want to see the shit that's slapped on top.
I don't think they thought through the structure all that well.
No, that or they did, and then they didn't have the time to do it. I really have to believe that this game went through, some trials and tribulations.
Well, I think that's pretty well established at this point.
Yeah. Also, so since we also reached the mission requirements for all of getting the pact partners in the first place, I thought that I would show off the missions, and actually to get the final ending, I think you need to see these as well, just because you need to get all the other verses completed in general. This is what happens if you don't beat the mission in time to hear Leonard's voice.
Okay.
So you just kind of kill the priest guy, and then Kaim and Angelus fuck off. It's literally the same cutscene, but without the extra thing at the end. Actually, no, sorry. The thing at the end is that dead elf guy, or dying elf dude, crawls up to Kaim and is like, "Hey, I come from the forest," or whatever. We didn't get to that guy, so now we're just going to the desert. That's how that normally should go. Then we got 2 more scenes to show off. One that's part of new continuity, and another one that's just, oh, what if we didn't hear Ariosh sort of thing.
Okay.
Can't remember what I was looking for here. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Got some extra stuff in Chapter 4. So this one's about the Ocean Temple. There's a recurring trend here with...
The seals.
Yeah. So this is another repeated cutscene with just extra shit tacked on at the end.
At last. So, you are Kaim.
So actually this one bothers me too.
Yeah, why?
What is happening?
Because if you're following the course of events,
Not satisfied with mere conquest. They seek complete reconciliation.
we wouldn't have Ariosh right now.
Yes.
Actually, same thing with Chapter 2 now that I think about it.
Here, when the seals are broken,
Because the course of events
Goddess's life is in
is that
danger.
at the end of those respective chapters, we hear the plea or the shit that's going on that allows us to recruit our partners. And these extra scenes that open up more stuff take place midway through.
The entire world
So those don't line up at all.
as each seal is
Unless it's meant to imply that, on another timeline you have them already.
Yeah. That's the only other thing I think that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
You cannot preach to this one. He cares only for settling old grudges.
It's a very weird way of doing it, though.
Yeah, definitely.
bless us, their poor children.
What difference between he who prays and he who kills? Fools, one and all, these humans.
Hi, I'm Ariosh.
Too late.
What are you telling us?
The desert temple's seal is already broken.
Yes. Can you not sense it?
No. The seal? Broken? It cannot be.
So then you get the option again. Then to finish up the episode, remember that time we found Furiai's harp? Or sorry, Inuart's harp?
I certainly remember all about the harp.
Incident of 2001, 3, whenever this game came out. X to talk and X to jump.
Always a good combo.
Yep.
Where is Inuart?
So yeah, this was the scene where Verdelay's like, oh, there's some like crazy lady screaming in the desert jail. Let's go rescue her.
Yeah.
And this time Verdelay's like, nah.
Highness, does the burden grow greater now the desert seal is broken?
I almost wonder if the implication being that because you took too long on the missions, either you missed, like, because of the timing, they missed the opportunity to sense whatever they needed to sense. Or actually, like, in the case of the, other one, like, that elf just died and wasn't able to tell Kime.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.